Another day, another slanderous article gets posted at Kotaku. And is anybody really surprised? What's going on, guys? Welcome to another episode of Smash JT. Wrote this article up on smashjt.com regarding the latest transgressions over at Kotaku, where they were caught lying straight up by posting a quote of MrBeast that never happened. And it wasn't just like posting a quote as part of a greater point in an article. No, it was the entire point of the article, and they got the quote wrong, and then proceed to leave the article up and then change the verbiage of it, but leave their tweet up and pretend like everything's fine while they also end up blaming anybody else. But get this, instead of taking accountability for themselves. I know, hard to believe. Hit that subscribe, give me a like, and check out smashjt.com for this full article that I'll link in the description below. This article will go through all the information, links, sources, and videos of everything Kotaku got wrong. And here's the thing, by the way, I always find it fascinating how there's so many people in professional journalism that are so quick to pile on a YouTuber when they get something wrong, when someone goes out of their way to make them get it wrong. Whereas in this situation, I think it's fair to assume they're going to be quite silent and holding anybody accountable at Kotaku for doing something like this and trying their best to damage MrBeast's reputation any more than it's already been. It's not in the greatest spot right now, and articles like this don't help. So what happened? Well, over on Kotaku, there was a post originally called MrBeast, life is so much easier when you're broke. The famous streamer opens up about health struggles, his obsessive grind set, and death threats. And you go through the article and you're like, oh, wow, okay, cool. So wait a second. Life is so much easier when you're broke. Hold on. That almost sounds like a really rich person that's so out of touch with reality that they don't understand what it's like to not have money anymore. When that's not what happened at all. But don't worry, don't let facts get in the way of a good story. And Zach Zwiezin, the person that wrote this article, is currently in protected mode on X because, of course, they are. But they're the person that wrote it, and they don't want to take any accountability at all whatsoever. But it has been making the rounds on X, and even Jimmy himself took to it and said, a news site lied and said that I said, life is so much easier when you're broke, which I didn't say. Now I'm waking up to millions of people believing the lie and hating me. Being famous is so much fun. Thumbs up. And here's the thing. I don't care whether you love MrBeast or hate MrBeast. It doesn't matter what your thoughts on him are. When someone misquotes you, takes it out of context, and tries to slander your name with that information, it's not a great look. And MrBeast clarifies it, saying, here's what I actually said. Such a shame that only a small percent of people that saw the slanderous article will see this. Sigh. And I brought up the entire video over here for a better idea, specifically of additional context of what he says. So let's take a listen and see if Kotaku heard this and was like, yeah, sounds good. We're going to run that story that he says broke. Let's hear it. Hear it for ourselves.
Make me feel my home.
How does everything else in your life fit into that in terms of like the gym? I know you've been working out a lot.
It's been brutal. It's gone to shit the last couple of months. It's really killing me, to be honest. It was like so much easier when bro, if you don't travel constantly, life is so easy when you.
So clearly you hear that, and he stops himself while he's talking and starts a new thought to continue piggybacking off what he says and uses the word bro as a conjunction to pair the two thoughts together, which is normal. It's standard. That's how someone who's down to earth actually talks. But don't let facts get in the way of a good story, because this got out there and Kotaku went and took it anyway. They took it and ran with it, even though they're blaming the Diary of a CEO, saying that the information that was handed to them was not accurate and the closed captions weren't there, even though. Here's the official transcript from it, and this is from YouTube's auto-generated transcript. And even they didn't screw it up, where it says, easier when you're bro. If you don't travel constantly, life is so easy when you just wake up in your own bed. Like, Yeah, I'd imagine life is a lot easier if you just get to wake up in your own bed every day. I don't care how rich or poor you are. I think it's nice to know you have a place to sleep and wake up and have some sort of routine. I don't disagree or even argue with that. And even the automatic captions for the transcript on YouTube got that right. A robot heard it and didn't mishear that. And we're trying to believe that now Kotaku is, let's see what they actually say. They updated their article saying, Mr. Beast, life is quote unquote easy when you quote unquote wake up in your own bed and quote unquote work 15 hours parentheses update. Like, what a mouthful of a title they've turned this into to try to correct themselves. The famous streamer opens up about health struggles, his obsessive grind set, and death threats. So Zach has updated this about an hour ago from posting this, and he said down here all the way at the bottom, even though they change a bunch of the wording and the verbiage in this to match what the new title says and trying to correct it, because holy damage control. They update it with a correction stating a prior version of this article incorrectly quoted Mr. Beast as saying, easier when you're broke, when speaking about the challenges of his current lifestyle. The misquote came from a transcript provided by PR for the Diary of a CEO podcast ahead of the episode's airing. Mr. Beast has since clarified his statement in a post on X/Twitter, and we've updated the quote and the article's headline accordingly. So here's my question to Kotaku. If this is not their fault, if this is just a quote that was provided to them, I mean, this is something that people got really mad at me a couple weeks ago for not doing my due diligence and completely vetting information before I run with the story. You didn't think to maybe check with them that that was what they actually said? You really think Mr. Beast would say that in an interview? You don't think that it's something worth maybe clarifying, saying, "Hey, was there an error in the creating of the transcript of this because it says easier when you're broke?" That doesn't sound like something somebody would say if they wanted to be relating to people from a position of where Mr. Beast is. But no, Kotaku didn't do any of that. They didn't do any vetting, any sourcing, anything like that. And here's the thing. We have people like Alyssa Mercante going on her Twitch streams and completely lambasting me for daring to fall for a fake story because they say I didn't vet it enough. But now we have someone from her old outlet that she used to work at doing basically the same thing, which I could argue is actually way worse because this is a massive platform of Kotaku. As much crap as they are, and as much as people don't trust them with anything, this still gets out there to millions of people because you're dealing with somebody's livelihood. Now you have hundreds of thousands of people potentially seeing this headline and now subconsciously thinking or reinforcing, oh, I hate Mr. Beast. Now I know why I hate him. Now I have something to hold on to and say, this man is evil because he's so rich. He hates poor people. He can't relate to poor people. And there's literally nothing that Jimmy did wrong here. If anything, the video shows that he's very down to earth and is just chatting about the challenges that he has in a situation where, yeah, sure, granted, it's great to have infinite money in this world, but people don't think about the work that goes alongside it and just the tireless effort that gets put into it that got him there in the first place. Everyone just wants to be angry and jealous at everybody along the way, and it's wild to me. And Kotaku is one of those outlets that enables that kind of mindset. It goes completely in line with everything that Kotaku seems to always do, pushing propaganda and political messaging and being very anti-money, we'll say. Because let's be honest, the vibe that I get from Kotaku is they're not the biggest fans of capitalism. And it's the wrong information. Where's the accountability? They don't take any. In fact, you look at Kotaku proper, as of recording this video right now, their tweet is still up. They didn't delete it. They didn't retract it. They haven't even posted a new tweet saying that the old one is wrong. They just leave the old one up and it gets community noted saying Mr. Beast did not say life is so much easier when you're broke. More precisely, he said it's like so much easier when you're bro. If you don't travel constantly, life is so easy. Very different words, very different context out of that. And Kotaku ran with the fake story because, of course, it's Kotaku. And there's no accountability. That's the problem with all of this. They never will take any accountability. They want to project all their shortcomings on life on everybody else, trying to get the correct information out there. And at the end of the day, this goes back to, once again, why I started my petition back on change.org last year about how Kotaku needs to upgrade their journalistic integrity and higher their standards, or they need to shut down entirely with my End Kotaku petition. This goes for all of Kotaku. This kind of stuff should not keep happening. Anyways, I'm going to leave it there. If you guys want more information, check out smashjt.com. This is the whole article that I have brought up with all the information and resources and links. Any other YouTubers and content creators, always free to source smashjt.com. You're welcome to. And I'm always available for information and stories. If you want me to check into it, send an email to info@smashjt.com. If you guys appreciate what I'm doing here and you want to see more, I have another channel called SmashJT Live Streams, and you can check that out. I'll link that in the description as well. If you want to support the channel, hit the join button. And yeah, thanks for watching. And as always, you stay smashing.
Smash J, smash J, smash J.